What's up, guys? Today we are doing a tier list for Operation Heavy Metal. We're going to go through all the ops with the designer notes, everything we know about all the operators right now, and how they all line up and stack against each other. So we're gonna delete a couple tiers because honestly there's just too many tiers, but we'll do this first. We're going to do the attackers because Ram is an attacker, and then we'll be doing the defenders after. So it'll be a timestamp for those watching on YouTube. Yeah, let's go through it. Ace, this is going to be like a ranked style tier list because most of you guys are going to be playing ranked, so I'm going to be making this for ranked purposes specifically. Ace, one of the best hard breachers, in the game, and an amazing gun. Can't really go wrong with Ace. Amaru, very situational, but can be very strong and make crazy aggressive plays when needed. Ash, so if you asked me earlier, Ash would have been lower, but honestly, Ash is one of the best entries in the game. Like, she has the speed, she has the firepower like Ayana, and the self-destruction is just really nice. But then you have Ayana, which is obviously the best entry in the game, functions like Ash, a little bit slower, but has frag grenades. And frag grenades, as you are going to see, I'm definitely going to rank higher up on the list because frag grenades are just better. They're just really good. You got Blackbeard. Blackbeard is definitely lower on my... Blackbeard can be good, but there's very few situations where Blackbeard is actually really good. So I'm going to put Blackbeard down at D tier. In fact, I would say Blackbeard should be F tier because there's be the occasional situation where Blackbeard might be good, but almost every other situation Blackbeard's just going to be very bad. He's too slow, the meta's too fast, and he just can't get enough done. So Blitz, like Amaru, is very situational, but unlike Amaru, I feel like he is slightly more situational. So I'm going to put Blitz at C tier because I do feel like the way that Blitz can like make plays is going to be very strong. Same with Montaigne, again, situational, like good when you know it happens, but it's not going to be a lot of rounds where they're like, oh my god, they have a Blitz, oh my god, they have a Montaigne, you know. Yeah, we're gonna be playing FPL later. Yeah, Buck. Actually, let's talk Ram first, because this is the operator everyone's waiting for. I'm gonna place her, and then we're gonna talk about why. Yeah, just kidding. No, Ram's not that bad. I'm placing Ram at A tier. R4C with 152x, frag power, check. 3 armor speed, definitely a down tick. But her ability to basically nuke the floor while not even putting yourself in danger whatsoever, and you get 4 of them that can't really be shot unless you like angle yourself perfectly, that's incredibly annoying. Plus, one thing that a lot of people aren't talking about, how much sound that makes when it's happening. Remember how why a knock was so annoying? Because knock can run around in like old knock, like which used to be like silent and deadly. Now Ram effectively turns everybody into knock because you can't hear a damn thing when that's going off. You hear how loud this thing is? So amazing gun. Drones to audio just mess up everybody, and you can nuke the floor. So all that soft pressure, there's one thing that a lot of people don't know about. Jose, appreciate the gifts up, baby. One thing that a lot of people don't really think about is soft pressure is. Soft pressure is like what a lot of good players are going to use to pressure defenders, or you know, whoever side is getting soft pressured into situations that aren't going to be favorable. Like when you feel like you're like playing against like 5 to 8 people and you're not really sure where anyone's at, and you just feel like you can't leave a corner and you're pinched. That's soft pressure. When there's no soft pressure, you can just move around, run around, like no there's no pressure. Ram definitely gives you that illusion of a lot of pressure. So I definitely feel like that is going to be one of the best attacker ops we've had in a while. Buck is still good. He's the only one with vertical vert. I definitely think that Ram being dropped definitely makes Buck a little bit worse, but I don't feel like I could put Buck next to the Amaru. Capital, situational thing, like, you know, it's he can be good, but like he just drops, you know, he doesn't have enough going for him. Fire's nice, smoke's nice, but like he's like a red mage. He does a lot, but like he doesn't do anything like the best. Doke A tier. Doke is extremely annoying. Honestly, part of me wants to put Doke at S because of the way that her ability works is just the most annoying thing in the game. Just the most annoying ability in the game that's just like just super obnoxious. Yeah, she has a DMR, which kind of sucks. Her gun's a little weak, but her ability is probably by far one of the best attacker abilities in the game. Like, if you're getting pushed as a defender and your phone goes off, you feel like just uncontrollable like surge of soft pressure that just gets you killed. So Finka is definitely lower on the list. I'm leaning more towards the C tier. Can be good, can be mid, but normally is pretty good. Flores is going to be S tier, but I mean Flores is a lot lower when there is his counterpart, which is mute on the defending side. But Flores with no mute, definitely S tier. You can destroy literally everything, like no problem, no harm, no foul. Fuse. Now we're starting to get to the operators that are like not quite Blackbeard, but not quite as good as the guys in C tier. Fuse is going to be D tier. Definitely using his ability more so to destroy a lot of the utility on site versus you're not really going to be dropping frags with Fuse. But with combination of Ram, Fuse might actually be better because with Ram you can distort the audio and then Fuse can drop bombs on them and you're barely going to hear what's going on, and you know, might be able to get some frags. But Fuse on his own isn't going to be that high up. Grim, so I'm also going to be talking about the where is this designer notes and some of the changes. So with Fuse, you can put your charge on a deployable shield or a Talon shield, aka Osa shield. But to me, that doesn't really, like, that many situations that's going to happen. Maybe an Osa shield, like, you know, like on a CC window or something, you put the Osa shield down and you pop a Fuse on it and you just shoot the Fuse charges in. But most time that's probably going to destroy the Osa shield itself. So Grim got a buff that he can actually arc his bees around a corner now, so he can bounce one time. So I think that's really nice because Grim to me was really weak when you literally have to shoot your bees directly at somebody, and now you can like arc it around a corner so you can like actually be safe while you use this if you're smart. So that definitely makes Grim a little bit better. I'm placing him more in the B tier. The B tier. And yeah, like he's not bad. He's definitely a solid option, especially as a 3-speed who can function as an entry. You got Hibana, again, one of the best one of the best hard breaches in the game. Good for different reasons than Ace, like the hatch opener. Like, you know, can't really go wrong with Hibana. Hibana can do a lot. Like if I'm ever going against a Mira or I need to open a hatch, like Hibana can just do a little bit of everything. Glaz, we're going down to the D tier. Glaz does have grenades, but it doesn't do enough to make him get out of the D tier range, because that gun is it can be okay, but I just can't put him in the C tier with these guys. Like he just floats definitely down. All right, Gridlock. I'm gonna place the Gridlock at the C tier. Definitely belongs in there. Blank watch, but not, you know, it's like eh. You got the Jackal. I personally really like the Jackal on certain maps, but I definitely think Jackal is floating more near towards the B or A tier, not S tier. I think Jackal is going to be a B tier operator because for the early entry, I feel like Jackal is an S tier operator, but late round, I feel like he is more like a C or D tier because you don't really have any utility to like really push yourself in. Like once you clear the roam, then it's like, okay, now what? So I definitely feel like he sits more safely around B or A. You could convince me he could be A, but in fact, I'll just put him at A because in my eyes, I just think Jackal would be an A tier, especially, you know, in solo queue ranks. Kali. Now we're going down a little bit. I'm going to place the Kali at the D tier. Like, can be good, but very, very rarely. very certain situations that require like a lot of range and a lot of support, and you know, using your Kali charges to like, you know, destroy utility can be good. But so Nock got a kiss of death and got a massive nerf. Nock would have been S tier, but now I'm gonna place Nock more towards the A tier. Gun is still really rough, but Nock still has grenades and is still a fast entry. So you're a little bit louder, your gun's a little sucky, but you still have grenades and you are still a little bit sneaky. So Nock is definitely still a strong force to be reckoned with, especially with those grenades. I do think Iana is the better option. Then you have Sledge, who also has grenades. Yeah, with Ram, you know, Ram is probably better at opening up Vert specifically, but honestly, I'm still placing Sledge at S, because Sledge, in terms of just his gun, his soft destruction, you know, not just like vertically, but like you can soft destruction any capacity that he needs to open anything, combined with grenades. Like, he's just an S tier operator. Like, hell, half the time I pick Sledge, I don't plan on even working Vert, so I definitely think that he's still at S tier. You got Line. I'm definitely placing Line at the B tier. Line is very strong. EMP impacts and his guns are nice, and his ability can be used really well for executes. Maverick is an interesting one, because Maverick is technically still okay and strong, but Maverick definitely fell out of favor with a lot of people because when he lost grenades. So I am going to personally place the Maverick around the D tier. I know that's not crazy. Maverick does make it easy to get through a bandit trick. There are other ways of getting around a bandit trick, but Maverick does make it like really quick. But other than that, Maverick can't really do much. And you know, there are other ways of dealing with that bandit trick other than using Maverick. But that is a really easy way of dealing with it. Like everyone at D tier, like they're not necessarily bad ops, but they just have very situational picks that might make them strong in those specific situations. F tier is like, you know, probably don't bring it. Yeah, let me go through the list. S tier is, if you pick any of these operators, no one's really gonna bitch. Everyone understands what your kind of game plan is and what you're going to do. A tier, everyone kind of knows how you're going to play. Like those ops are good. B tier, okay, now you're starting to get a little weird. You have very situational plays, but people can kind of guess like what you're probably trying to go for based on where you're playing at with these operators. C tier, again, like more situational. If you're picking this operator every round, people are going to think that you're throwing, but a little bit, you know, can be good situationally. D tier is like, okay, you have a very specific thing set in mind, and this is not an operator that you're going to bring literally every single round. This is going to be, you're bringing out one time for a very specific purpose. And F tier is like, if you're trying to do a single thing because nothing else is working, then maybe. All right. Osa, a lot of people would think that Osa would be S tier, but in my eyes, personally, I feel like Osa is a B tier. She's a B tier. Especially for ranked. The shields are nice. They're really easy to counter with impacts or nitros. And a lot of people that I see that how they play Osa, a lot of people are playing Osa by hiding and like just being completely petrified to do anything in those moments where Osa is like, you know, up and active. Like you need to like slowly like leapfrog your shields up until you get to a spot where you can actually do something. Too many people are going to see playing way too far back with their Osa shields. It just promotes a more passive playstyle. Speaking of passive playstyles, you guys aren't going to like what I'm going to do to Brava, but Brava is a D tier. Brava is a D tier. For ranked specifically, Brava is terrible. Brava can be really good if you're playing a really good team who's using a lot of utility, and you want Brava to like, you know, kind of mix and match with some of those things that they are specifically bringing. But Brava is a counter pick. Brava's not an operator that you just pick all the time. Brava doesn't really help, and most of the time you're on your drone and just, it's like Twitch, but like you're not able to destroy things as quickly. Like if there's 2-3 ADSs on a smoke shield, you're not gonna be able to destroy all those ADSs like Twitch can. Like Twitch, for that reason, I would place Twitch higher. Because like as Brava, what are you realistically hacking? Cameras? You have drones, you don't really need that. Cool. What else? Capcan traps? That's cool, but if they don't have a Capcan, then what? What else are you hacking during that entire round? people will spend dead ass 2 minutes on their drone as Brava, and it's like, what are you doing? You're not helping us pressure the enemy team. You're not doing anything. You're literally making a 4v5 while we have a drone running around, getting pointless utility. Get your gun up and disable the window, and you'll probably be better off. That's why I'm placing Brava so low. Nomad. I can't quite place Nomad at B tier because I feel like Nomad has a little bit more uses than everyone B tier, so I'm going to place Nomad at A tier. I feel like Nomad, with how the meta is changing, Nomad is getting stronger. And Nomad has always been pretty strong. I mean, you could kind of function like a flank watch entry kind of vibe. That ARX and the 2-speed and the flashbangs. Get up in there, hold the ground like a mountain climber, and it's like, don't let them take ground on you. So it's definitely kind of nice. Like when I'm playing Border and trying to take control of top of East Staircase, I definitely like Nomad because I can like push in the East Staircase, air jab off all the entryways near me, and then I have East Staircase. They cannot take it from me. No other operator can really do that in the same way, other than like Gridlock, but the entry is going to be a lot slower. Sens. This is a ranked tier list, guys. Ranked tier list. Sens 0. Like Sens is next to Blackbeard. Gun is mid. The ability can be countered very easily. You can impact anywhere on that trail and it just destroyed. Impact, nitro, whatever. And it's just destroyed. Honestly, you're better off just bringing smoke grenades. Sens is an operator that you pick specifically for a very specific lineup that you're trying to do with a team. And like the vast majority of you guys watching this are going to be solo queue players trying to improve the game and trying to understand like what operators are good in certain situations. Sens is not an operator that you want normally on your lineup. So I'm placing him low. Thermite, A tier. Thermite, you have to expose yourself a lot to the breach. So Thermite is going to be a little bit lower than these easier to do breaches, but Thermite's breach is a lot easier. If you're attacking outside wall where you know you're going to be safe, Thermite's definitely the hard breach that you want to bring to make a big open breach. But like when you're talking like you need to open up a mirror like facing you, or like, you know, like any other type of utility that you might need like a ranged breach, you're thinking Ace or Hibana. You're not thinking Thermite. You're not going to walk in there with your Thermite charge and put it on top of a mirror, and mirror's just going to kill you. Thermite, it has to be a little bit safer. Thermite is king at outside walls, but everyone else, Thermite is almost useless for inside walls. Thatcher is always a good pick. I'm not going to place Thatcher at the S tier necessarily, but Thatcher is definitely a very strong pick to disable gadgets. Thatcher is definitely a higher up operator in terms of like a competitive setting at a high level setting, because you can coordinate with like you throw your EMP, you burn all the ADSs, and then someone throws a grenade as you EMP, and it's like, I got grenaded, but I had my EMP, but like the ADSs, but oh, they got EMP'd as they threw the grenade. You have to coordinate things with Thatcher, and in a normal rank setting, that's probably not going to happen. But it's solely strong because there's a lot of times where Thatcher is going to be good. Ying, I'm going to be placing Ying at A tier. Ying is a crazy entry. The second they have a Ying, you definitely have to think about the game in a little bit differently on defense, because at any point they could just Ying the hell out of everything, and then you guys are in trouble. 0. The Swiss Army knife of the solo queue ranked list. You have basically a ton of intel. You have a Gon 6 to deal with a shield or any type of utility you find. You have a hard breach charge. Or you got claymores. You literally and a good gun. You literally have whatever you need for an attack. He's not the best at anything specifically, but he brings a lot of good quality utility for everything. So you don't really need anybody else. Well, who else we got on attack? Is that it? We got Zoph. Zoph, another good entry, but the 3 armor definitely makes her suffer a little bit. But she has a ton of utility. Her gun is good, and her 2 concuss and 2 impacts are really strong. I believe that is it. I'm glancing one more time. One more glance through. Okay. This is the attacker side of the tier list. How are we feeling about this? Let me know. Alright. Now, we're going to reset, and we're going to do the defenders. All right, defenders only now. I forgot IQ. I forgot IQ. Okay. Where's IQ on this? What? Am I not seeing her? Oh, God. I would place IQ probably B or C. So she's a good entry. She has speed, but she doesn't really have anything in terms of utility that are going to be good. I definitely think that IQ should get like EMP impacts or something. Just make her usefulness go up slightly higher. And that's it. Why are Brava and Twitch so low? This is for the normal ranked player, Twist. This is not a comp tier list. This is for the vast majority of people that are going to be watching this on YouTube that are going to be playing ranked. This is for them. All right. Now we go Alibi. Alibi is going to be not quite S. You do have decent utility. I'm going to place the Alibi at... I'm going to start the Alibi at the B tier. Good gun. You have a shotgun to make rotates, but not much other than that. Yeah, I'm not doing a comp tier list because Twist, the only people that are going to care about a comp tier list are people that play comp, which is the vast minority of players. The vast majority of players want a list that is going to help them specifically win more matches in ranked. Brava in ranked? What is Brava in ranked bringing? Really answer me that. If you can't hit your shots with that gun with the super shorty combo, your utility is doing absolutely nothing. I'm sorry. I'm gonna die on that hill. It is 100% a comp thing. All right, I'll move on from that though. Aruni, 3 armor is nice. You can punch rotates, and the only DMR on defense. I'm gonna place Aruni at the A tier. So only defensive DMR. Like this can be really strong depending on how you use it. And the gates are really nice. It's one of the only things that can actually stop projectiles. So can be nice. Yeah, Brava is acid ranked. Yeah, exactly. Like that's why it's so low. Azami, don't even think about it. S tier. Not even here. I'm gonna place these operators at S tier just so we can get them out of the way. Who else? Where all right. Let's talk about these guys. I might be missing one, but we'll get to when I see them. I'll know, and they'll be at the top. Azami is probably one of the best defenders in the game. You have 5 of your ability and your barriers, and you can use them however you want for like instant blockades. Gun is good, and you have impacts. Like Azami can do literally everything. Can literally do everything. Isn't TCSG a DMR for all intents and purposes? Yes, but lower ammo capacity and more recoil. So it's kind of, but yeah, but not really. Solas, probably the strongest operator for aggressive pushes. You know when people are on cameras, you know where claymores are at. So if you put an aggressive player on Solas, they're going to go for runouts. They're going to make aggressive plays, and they are going to get some kills on people that aren't ready to fight them. Solas is really strong. You have Fenrir. Another strong operator on the defensive lineup. Probably needs to be nerfed. You can place your little gadgets wherever you want on the map. You get 5 of them. You can only have 3 of them active. You can change them around from far away. And when you hit one, you can't see anything. So you're basically like, once you hit one, after 1 second, you close your eyes and kiss your ass goodbye. And you better hope you remember the map enough to know where someone might be and just pre-fire as you run away defenseless. And he has an MP7. And a shotgun bailiff to make rotates. I know Fenrir is just broken. So Valkyrie, this is Valkyrie on PC. Valkyrie on console I would place in C or D tier, granted, but Valkyrie on PC is still S tier. Just any type of intel to be able to hit nitros precisely from vertical is going to be extremely strong. Any type of intel at all to be able to give a teammate a call out of where someone's coming from is extremely strong. You can place these Valkyrie camps literally anywhere, like in her guns, or she's a good little kit. MPX is nice, and a nitro, and those cameras are just always so good. Mira, the second you have a Mira on a defensive lineup, you literally have to change the way that you attack those people at all, at all. So like Mira is just really strong, and you basically like are changing the entire like way that the attackers even have to attack the entire thing. Cade, there's Cade. We found the Cade. Cade, S tier because he is probably the best at wall denial in the game. With throwables, and they can be on on hatches. They can be on the wall. They can be wherever you stick them. Bandits and mutes literally have to be on the wall, and you have to set them down. Cade I can just huck it half-assed, like whoop, whoop, and you're good. And his guns aren't bad. Cade's one of my mains that I play on defense. But Cade's guns aren't bad, but they definitely are a little finicky with the TCSG kind of being like a DMR. And then the AUG is just without the 1.5 scope anymore. It's only a 1x. It just feels a little bit underpowered, but the TCSG is nice to make rotates and stuff, especially because they increase the ammo capacity. Now let's talk about an operator that is going to get a massive buff. So Legion, prior to the buff, I'd probably place him around B tier, but now Legion's okay. So his mines. Let me read out what they're doing. So poison damage is increased from 12 is increased to 12 HP from 8 per tick. Timer is reduced to 2 seconds from 2.5, so the timer affects you faster. Initial damage does 5 damage if you hit his mine from 0. So now these mines are going to hurt you if you hit one at all. They're mechanical, so they can't be affected by EMPs or hacked by Brava. So they're not going to be invisible either, so they're going to be easy to see, but you still have to be looking at the ground to see them. And you get so many of these, and if there's multiple in a row, it'll just do the damage instantly of like 1 tick, so it'll do like 12 damage instantly. So yeah, and he's also going to get a super shorty as his backup, so a shotgun that is actually decent in terms of frag potential, and you can make rotates. Honestly, I'm leaning on Legion and being at least A tier. Could be higher. Honestly, to me, that makes Legion an S tier, which I'm gonna be playing him like he's an S tier. But I think overall, like, you know what? I'll do it. I'll do it. I'll put him up there. I'll put him up there. This is why this game is so defender-sided. Look how many S tier operators I have on the list already. So Legion is just really good, and this buff just makes him just so much better. So I don't really know what to say. His mines can be used for so many different ways. Like I can like roam around as Legion and place them wherever I need to. If I know they ever shoot one or hit one, that I know exactly where they're at on it. So you want me to put Clash out? Clash F tier. Do I need to explain this? Clash is just terrible. Just don't pick Clash. Don't be around Clash. Clash is picked by people that are getting slammed, so they pick Clash to try to make up the difference. All right, Benito, B tier. Bandit's better in the situations that he is picked, but his ability isn't going to be super useful every time. That's why it's going to be B tier. Like just more situational. Yeg. I'm placing Yeg at A tier because I think in the current meta he is slightly weaker than, let's say, Wamai. Wamai I feel like is a slightly better in the current meta than Jaeger personally. He's a 1.5 scope. His gun is easy to use, Wamai, and Yeg only has a 1x, and his ability cannot be shifted around like Wamai's can. I just feel like overall right now Wamai is probably slightly better. They both do about the same thing, but I feel like Wamai does take the edge a little bit. Anyway, Legion better than Arini after the update, bro. Frost after the Frost update. So let's talk about what's happening with Frost. So basically you're going to be able to pull yourself out of the trap, but in all essence you're still going to be like very easy to kill. If you're placing frost mats across the map, you just can't do that anymore, or someone's going to get up from one. But if you place a frost mat anywhere near where a teammate might be, it's just going to be so easy to confirm those kills. And even when you do get out of that mat, you're still going to be leaving a blood trail. You're still going to be like not moving at like half speed. So it's still really easy to kill. And Frost has an amazing gun, a shield, and a shotgun for rotates. So you can't really go wrong. Cav is right here. So Cav, F tier. We'll place Cav at D tier. Cav can be good in the right hands, but most of the time Cav is not going to be something that you really want on every single map. Like imagine Cav on, like, let's say coastline. You're practically useless. Like Cav can be strong, but very situationally she's going to be strong. Vigil, even with the Vigil buff, I just feel like he's just still in that same realm of just like kind of ease. Like, can be good on a roam, on a bigger map. Like, he's better on bigger maps and longer range maps than Cav, and Cav's better at, like, you know, those close range engagements. So they kind of work the same way, but in different ways. We're doing defenders only. We just did attackers. Castle. People are gonna hate me on this one, but I'm placing Castle at C tier. Here's why Castle's at C tier. Castle can either be crazy good, or it can be crazy bad, depending on who's in charge of the castle. So I'm putting Castle right in the damn middle, because it depends purely on the person that's picking the castle. Are you just reinforcing all the doors so they can go, attackers can go above you while you're all trapped inside like sardines as they work vert on you and just kill you all? Or are you the castle that's calcing off like strategic little choke points, making a labyrinth that attackers have to go through, letting all of the defenders and roamers be able to like flow in and out wherever they need to? Those are the good castles. First one, not so good. So Castle, C tier. Doc A tier, easy. Doc's heals are really good. You have a shotgun for rotates, and your heals are really nice. Rook, B tier, slightly lower. Ability is worse than Doc's. Doesn't have a shotgun to make rotates, so his utility is slightly worse, just overall. So I feel like Rook is just a worse Doc in my eyes. So. In fact, I honestly feel bad placing him in that range. I kind of want to place him lower. Yeah, I'll place him lower. I don't think Doc should be that far up anyways, but Doc is definitely one tier above Rook, 100%. Capkin, you definitely can't go wrong. Traps are always good. Things that can kill the enemy before you're ever in any danger. Always solid, always strong, always gonna be useful. But you have to be careful of Capkin because Brava does exist. Brava in ranked is normally not played very often, but if a team sees a Capkin being played often, people are probably going to bring in Brava just to kind of mess with you. All right, we're only doing defenders right now, guys. Ella, I don't want to place her at D tier. I feel like she is slightly better than these ops. Your gun is pretty good, and those traps can be extremely useful for the start of engagements. Goyo, B tier. B tier Goyo. His fire is really good. He doesn't have nitro, but impact grenades are so really strong, and his gun is really solid. You want Smoke? Smoke, even with his shield gone, Smoke is still an S tier operator. His shotgun's nice. His SG-11's nice, and the smoke cannons are always just like, you know, just a really good way of just like hold the line. So, and if you ever need a shield, all you need to do is, hey guys, I need someone to bring a shield. Like, you know, someone will bring a Warden or, you know, whatever. Like, you can still get a shield. Echo is a little tricky because I don't feel like Echo's better than Maestro. Echo's going to be a B tier. Echo can be pretty good, and his camera's being able to move around is pretty nice. And honestly, I really do like playing Echo a lot. His Supernova or his MP5 are all pretty good. Echo is good. It's just like he doesn't do the best at anything. That's why it's like it's hard to like want to play Echo for certain situations. Echo is strong though. All right, I need to start going in order again because I'm getting lost in the sauce on the order. We got Maestro. Like I said, he's better. Echo is better than Maestro. Maestro can be good, but his bulletproofs are just a little bit easy to deal with, and they can't move. And you know, Maestro is slow as hell. Echo is a little bit more speedy, more like a ninja. It can do a little bit more. Maestro is very just like the meatball boy. So you know, Melusi definitely got some nasty nerves, especially with Fenrir on the board. I definitely feel like Fenrir does Melusi's job except better. So I'm going to place the Melusi, especially with Brava. Definitely Maestro definitely gets a lot worse because the camera doesn't move and you know exactly where it is. Echoes not so much because you can move the echoes around. It's hard for Brava to find them necessarily without getting their drone shot. Melusi, I'm not going to quite place up that high, but Melusi is still fairly strong to stop the push in. Like if you have let's say a Melusi and a Fenrir, like the chance that the attackers are going to push in without anyone knowing is practically going to be 0. So, and there's still 3 other operators to choose with this that lineup. So Lucy can still be really strong, but her 3 armor with no 1-5 options on her guns definitely makes her a little bit hard to choose. Mozzie. I'm gonna place him at A tier for the same reason I'm placing Warden at A tier. I want to place Warden higher. I want to place Warden higher specifically. I feel like Warden is the prime defender fragger. He's the best gun on defense by far. He's a nitro, and his ability to stop flashbangs or smokes is honestly really nice a lot of the time. Mozzie, I mean, Mozzie's ability is going to be used a little bit more in terms of like the intel denial. So Mozzie is so really good. His gun is really good too, and he is nitro. So definitely, like, I feel like a peas in a pod right now. I kind of want to shift them up, both shift up, but I feel like everybody at S tier just brings a lot more utility, so I'm gonna leave them there for now. Pulse. Wamai is S tier? Yeah, of course Wamai is S tier. Wamai is the best grenade denial in the game. Pulse. Pulse at B tier. Pulse is just so situational that, like, I kind of want to place Pulse lower because he's just so situational, but it doesn't really feel like he belongs to be in that tier. I'm gonna place him there. Switch, very situational, but when he's used, he can be really strong, but it's just not gonna happen super often. What else we got? Tachanka, I mean, just F tier, bro. Thorn again. Like I said, 2 peas in a pod. Let's say 3 peas in a pod. Like, these are the defenders that people pick. These are the defenders I pick if I want to just frag the other enemy team. But they don't really bring any utility that makes them better than any operator at S tier. Their guns are better. I love all these guns, but S tier operators have utility that just goes beyond their guns. Like every operator in S tier, if you know anything about this game, every operator in S tier has amazing utility. These operators, you have to try to justify their utility as being okay because you like using their gun. So I feel like Thorn is going to be A tier, but Thorn's gun is really good with that 1.5 scope. Warren's only good because it was 1.5. I'm not disagreeing. Am I disagreeing? Oryx is like one of these guys, but to me he's just slightly worse because he doesn't have that 1.5 scope, and it is kind of a 1.5 meta. Like, he's still really good, and if you're really good at 1x's compared to 1.5s, honestly you could consider him an A tier, but I'm going to place him slightly lower because on average I feel like these 3 operators are going to be over him. Thunderbird. Probably D tier. I just think Thunderbird is just terrible. Like, there's no reason should you have a Thunderbird over a Doc. Like, it just doesn't make sense to me. On console, I know that Thunderbird is picked more often, but on PC, I definitely think Thunderbird is a very weak operator. You could try to convince me to maybe C tier, but I just feel like Thunderbird is just so weak, so damn weak. I haven't seen a Thunderbird played in like literally forever because it's so damn weak. At top 50 champion, mind you. So Mute. Oh, that's easy. Don't even think about that one. Do I explain why Mute's A tier? Sorry, S tier. Again, utility that is completely game changing, and weapons are good, and a nitro. Don't really need to talk about that one very much. What else we got? Is that it? Is that it for the defenders? Is that it for the defenders? All right, guys. If you have any disagreements on anywhere I place someone, you know, everyone plays the game differently. Yeah, you're gonna be like, hey, A tier should be at S tier. Sorry, C tier. Blah blah blah. Like, everyone's gonna have their own like disagreements. Make sure to leave that in the comments. What operator you thought I should change, and we can talk about why. Like, hey, Capkin's at A tier. I think Maestro should be at A tier instead of Capkin. Like, okay, well, let's have a conversation about it. All right. Love you guys. Make sure to subscribe, comment, and leave a like down below for more. Until next time, peace out.